Students, this is the first question. IGCSE June 2022 058021. Write down a prime number between 30 and 40. Now, between 30 and 40, you have the following numbers. So this is between 30 and 40. So this is a prime number. Is there anything else? This is a prime number. And after these, none of these are prime numbers. So what you can do, you can either write 31 or 37. Question 2, you have to calculate this. 4 raised to the power of 5 negative 5 raised to the power of 4. First you find 4 raised to the power of 5. You can use calculator, go to the calculator, and then you press 4, use this function, raised to the power of 5. What do you get? 1025. 5 raised to the power of 4. 5 raised to the power of 4. 625. So 1024 minus 625. 399. That's the answer for this question. So Jason starts a run at 10:05 a.m. and finishes at 1:02 p.m. Find the time taken by Jason. Now anything before 12, you don't have to do anything in a 24-hour format. But after 12, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add 12 to this. So this added with 12 would give me 13.02. Now from 13.02 take away 10.05. Now you borrow 1 from 13 because you cannot take away 0.5 from here. So when you borrow 1 hour is moved in. So 60 minutes comes here. So actually from 62 minutes you're taking away 5. So that would give you 57 here. Now 1 is already gone. You have 12 there. From 12 you take away 10, you get 2. So it's going to be 2 hours and 57 minutes. That's the solution for this question. You asked to calculate this. So the numerator is 1 negative 0.7. You can use your calculator. So from 1 you take away 0.7. You get 0.3. Denominator from 0.45 minus 0.38. 0.45 minus 0.38. What do you get? You get 0.07. So therefore 0.3 divided by 0.7. This is equal to 4.2857. So I'm going to take it as 6. So this is the solution. 4 significant. Students, the next question. Christy changes $380.80 into pounds, and we have to find out how much she gets. Now 1 pound is $1.19. So take 380.80 divided by 1.19. So 380.80 divided by 1.19. What do you get? 320 pounds. So this is equal to pounds 320. That's the solution for this question. Students, we have to write 180 as a product of 5 prime factors. Now 180 is nothing but 45 multiplied by 4. 4 5s are 22, 16, 17, 18, 180. But these are not prime factors. 45 you have to rewrite 45 as 95, and 4 I'm going to rewrite it as 2 into 2. 2 and 2 are prime numbers. 9 I'm going to write it as 3 into 3. And you have 5 there. That's a prime number. 2 is a prime number. 3 I can rewrite 3 as 3 squared. This I can rewrite as 2 squared, and then 5. So 5 is a prime number, 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number. And that is the solution for this question. Students, you have 3 over 7 negative 2 over 21. The LCM is 21. 7 divides 21 3 times. 3 into 3 is 9. 21 divides 21 once. So 2 into 1 will give you 2. From 9 you take away 2, you get 7. 7 over 21. 7 divides 21 3 times. So 1 over 3 is the answer. You have to show all of this for this question. So we are given S is equal to half times 80 squared. Substitute the value of A is 0.9, T is 4. This is 1 over 2 times 0.9 times 16. Now 2 divides here 8 times. 8 times 9 is 72. After the decimal, you have one digit. So it's 7.2 is the answer. So this is the value of S. Now from here you have to rearrange it for T. So this is 2 times S is equal to 8 times T squared. So 2 times S over A is equal to T squared. Therefore T is equal to square root of 2S over A. That's the solution. You have to factorize this. So foremost I will take the common factors. So it's going to be 7 and Y. There's going to be 2 X and Y there. So this is a solution for this question. So for the first one you need to find the common difference, which is given by 17 negative 22, which is equal to negative 5. Now take negative 5 and add it to 2. That will be the next term. Okay, so negative 3 is the solution. Now for nth term, it is given by the formula a plus n minus 1 into d. Now the first term is 22. N minus 1, common difference is negative 5. 22 negative 5n positive 5. So 27 negative 5n. This is the nth term. Students, we got to find the side QR. First we need to get the scale factor. That is equal to 6 over 8. You reduce it. 2 divides here 3 times 4. 2 divides 8 4 times, so 3 over 4. So therefore QR is equal to 3 over 4 times this side is what is required. So 6, so 2 divides here 2 times, 2 divides here 3 times, so 9 over 2 is equal to 4.5 cm. So this is the side QR. Next we got to find the volume. So the volume ratio is 3 over 4, the whole cubed. That is 27 over 64. So volume of small prism. You take this 27 over 64, multiply with the given volume 320, and that one would give you 135 cm cubed. So this is the volume of the smaller prism. Now the sum of the angles for a pentagon is 540 degrees. Now you sum up the ratios. Sum of the ratios is 4 added with 5 added with 5 added with 7 added with 9. That is going to give you 30. So therefore size of one angle is 540 divided by 30. That's going to be 18. So therefore size of the largest angle. So find the largest value. That's 9 there. So 9 multiplied with 18. 8 9s are 72, 7, and that's 116 degrees. So that's the solution for this question. So we are asked to give 2 times 10 raised to the power of 100 negative 2 times 10 raised to the power of 98 in standard form. I would be taking 2 times 10 raised to the power of 98 out. That would give me 10 squared, because 98 added with 2 would give me 100, followed by negative 1. So this is 2 times of 10 raised to the power of 98 times 100 negative 1. That's going to be 2 times 10 raised to the power of 98 times 99. 2 times 99 is 9 to the 18, 1, 9 to the 18, 19 times 10 raised to the power of 98. But this is not in standard form. So from here the decimal has to move 1 place, 2 place. So I'm going to rewrite this as 1.98 times 10 raised to the power of 100. You got to use this formula. Distance is equal to speed into time. Now the speed is given as 108 km per hour. I want to convert this into meters per second. So I multiply by 1000 and divide by 60 into 60. So this is going to give me 6 will divide here once and 48. going to be 80. So 180 divided by 6, that means 30 meters per second. That is the speed. Now take that value and substitute it here. So 30 multiplied with time is given as 7 seconds. So 210 is the distance in meters. But from this, you will have to take away the length of the station, and that would be giving us the length of the train, which is equal to 90 meters. Now we got to find the value of x. I'm going to rewrite 64 as 4 raised to the power of 3. Then you move to the numerator. So 4 raised to the power of x is equal to 4 raised to the power of negative 3. Now if a power m is equal to a power n, then this means m is equal to n. So this means x is equal to negative 3. Now we are expected to find the radius of the hemisphere. The formula is half times 4 over 3 pi r cubed. This is the volume for the hemisphere. This is equal to 80. So from here r cubed is equal to 120 divided by pi, and r is equal to third root of 120 divided by third root of pi. Now third root of 120, that is 4.932, and third root of 3.14, that is 1.464. So 4.932 divided by 1.464, that is giving you an approximate value of 3.3689, or this is 3.37. Students, this is question number 19. So we got two triangles. We are expected to fill this blank. Angle BAX is equal to angle what? Now we have two parallel lines. You have got a parallel line here and you got a parallel line here, and this is the transverse line. Now the angle that is created here will be equal to this angle by the alternate theorem. So I can clearly state here angle BAX is equal to angle PQX by alternate theorem, or I would say alternate angle theorem. Okay, that's the first question. Second question, angle AXB is equal to which angle? Now this is the vertical angle, so this vertical angle will also be equal to this vertical angle. So angle AXB will be equal to angle PXQ by vertical and opposite angle theorem. That's the solution. Now triangle ABX is congruent to triangle QPX because of the congruency criteria. So we need to state that criteria there. Now clearly you can see we can start like this. The vertical and opposite angles are one and the same, the sides are same, and then I just mentioned theta and theta, they are also same. So by angle side angle ASA, angle side angle criteria. So that's the solution for that question. Now Px is equal to what? Now Px means we are talking about this particular distance. So Px will be equal to, can you guess? So because of congruency, Px will be equal to xb. So that is the solution for this question. Students, this is the question we've been given, a speed time graph for 24 seconds of the car journey. We expected to calculate the deceleration of the car in the final 8 seconds. So this is the region we need to find. So deceleration is given by the formula delta V over delta T. So change in velocity. So for this it's going to be 12 divided by change in time. That's going to be 8. So 4 divides here 2 times, 4 divides here 3 times. So 3 over 2, 2 divides here 1.5. Since it's deceleration, it's going to be negative 1.5 meters per second squared. If in choices you have just 1.5 meters per second squared, then you can select this. If there is a negative sign given, then you can go for this. However, if you're stating it as deceleration, then 1.5 also holds good. Going to question number 2, the total distance traveled during the 24-second period. That is going to be area. So let me write this down. Distance traveled. Distance traveled is equal to area of rectangle plus area of triangle. Okay, so you've got a rectangle here. That's nothing but length into height. Length into height plus half into base into height. So you have to get the length here. That's going to be 16 times 12. Now times base is 8 times height is 12. 2 divides here 4 times 12, 48. 16 into 12, 6 2s are 12, 1 2 1s are 2, 3, 6, 1, 2, 192. You add 48, you get 10, 10 and 1, 10 and 14 and 1, 240. So 2, I'm going to take A out, and that would give me 1, followed by a negative sign and Q. Negative A times negative Q would give me positive AQ. Negative A times 1 would give me negative A. Now these two can be clubbed. So 1 negative Q can be taken out. That would give me 1 followed by A. So this is the final solution when you factorize 1 negative Q, negative A, positive AQ. Students, we have to simplify this. Now A raised to the power of n raised to the power of 1 over Q is written as A raised to the power of n over Q. So this is from the law of indices. So we have to simplify this. This is rewritten as 216 raised to the power of 2 over 3 times y raised to the power of 216 raised to the power of 2 over 3. Now A raised to the power of n raised to the power of 1 over p can be written as A raised to the power of n over p. So this is rewritten as 216 raised to the power of 2 over 3, y raised to the power of 216 times 2 over 3. Now 3 divides here 7 times, 3 divides here 2 times. So 2 into 2 is 4, and 7 times 2 is 14. So this is y raised to the power of 144, right? 2 times 2 is 4, 7 times 2 is 14. Now this one is rewritten as 3 multiplied with 216 is 72. This is raised to the power of 2 over 3. Now 72 is nothing but 9 times 8 raised to the power of 2 over 3 times y raised to the power of 144. Now this is nothing but 3 into 3 times 8 is nothing but 2 raised to the power of 3. This is raised to the power of 2 over 3 times y raised to the power of 144. Now these things can be clubbed and rewritten as 3 raised to the power of 3. This is 2 raised to the power of 3, and the whole raised to the power of 2 over 3 times y raised to the power of 144. Now as I just mentioned here, for this rule of indices, we can rewrite this as 3 raised to the power of 3 into 2 over 3, 2 raised to the power of 3 into 2 over 3, y raised to the power of 144. 3 gets cancelled, giving you 3 squared and 2 squared, y raised to the power of 144. 3 squared is 9, 2 squared is 4, 9 fours are 36, y raised to the power of 144. That's the solution for this question. Students, we expected to find the value of p and q. Now foremost, let us consider x squared positive 8x positive 10. Now what I wish to do is I would take the coefficient of x and I divide by 2, and I will just equate it to equal to 0, and then I will add 4 squared to both sides of, say I take this as 2. So that means you get x squared positive 8x. I'm going to add it like this, 4 squared, and then I add 4 squared here. Now this is a perfect square. This could be rewritten as x positive 4 the whole square positive 10 is equal to 16. Now bring this 16 to this side. That would mean you have x positive 4 the whole squared positive 10 minus 16, which means x positive 4 the whole squared negative 6. So what is this? This is nothing but my x squared positive 8x positive 10. But what is this? This is nothing but x positive p the whole squared positive q. So therefore, equating both sides, we get, so what do we get? We get p is equal to 4 and q is equal to negative 6. That's the solution for this question. Next, we need to solve x squared positive 8x positive 10 is equal to 10. I move this to the left. I get x squared positive 8x positive 10 negative 30, which means x squared positive 8x negative 20. I take it equal to 0. So if I use quadratic formula, a is equal to 8, a is equal to 1, b is equal to 8, and c is equal to negative 20. I use the formula negative b plus or minus root of b squared negative 4ac divided by 2 times a. My b is negative 8 plus or minus b squared is 64 negative 4ac. So it's positive 80 divided by 2 times a. This one is 144. So negative 8 plus or minus root of 144 divided by 2. So therefore x is equal to negative 8 positive 12 divided by 2, which is nothing but 4 divided by 2, which is nothing but 2. And the other value x is negative 8 negative 12 divided by 2, negative 20 divided by 2 is negative 10. So therefore, when we solved, we got x is equal to 2 and x is equal to negative 10. So these are the solutions for this question. So students, in this question, a cuboid measures 24 by 12 by 8 is given. We are expected to find the length of the diagonal. Now length of the diagonal is given by the formula 24 square root of 24 squared positive 12 squared positive 8 squared. So you take 24 squared 576, 12 squared is 144, 8 squared is 64. So you add 144 plus 64, what do you get? 784. So you take the square root of 784. What do you get? 28. So 28 cm is the length of the diagonal. So students, W is proportional to square root of y, and y is inversely proportional to x. So this means W is proportional to root of 1 over x, which means W is proportional to 1 over root of x, which means W is equal to k times the root of x. So when x is equal to 4, we got W is equal to 8. So W is equal to 8, x is equal to 4. So this means 8 is equal to k over 2, which means k is equal to 16. So therefore W is equal to 16 over root of x. This is what is required. Okay, so they are asking us to express w in terms of x. So that's the solution of this question. Students, we are given that the line y is equal to x positive 1 intersects the graph y is equal to x squared negative 3x negative 11. So given y is equal to x positive 1 and y is equal to x squared negative 3x negative 11. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be equating both. So if I were to take this as say sum 1 and this as 2, equating both 1 and 2, we get, so what do we get? X positive 1 is equal to x squared negative 3x negative 11. Bring everything to the right side. X squared negative 3x negative x negative 1 negative 11 is equal to 0. This is x squared. Add these two, you get negative 4x. Add these two, you get negative 12 is equal to 0. I use quadratic. X is equal to negative b plus or minus b squared negative 4ac divided by 2 times a formula, where a is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 4 and c is equal to negative 12. You substitute that, you get negative of negative 4 plus or minus root of negative 4 squared. Negative 4 times a is 1, c is negative 12, divided by 2 times of a. This is 4 plus or minus root of 16, negative negative positive, 4 times 2 is 8 and you get 48 divided by 2. Now this will give you 64. So 4 plus or minus root of 64 divided by 2, which means x is equal to 4 plus root of 64 is 8 divided by 2, which means 12 divided by 2, which means 6. 4 negative 8 divided by 2, which means negative 4 divided by 2, which means negative 2. So when x is equal to negative 2, you substitute this y is equal to negative 2 positive 1, which means y is equal to negative 1. And when x is equal to 6, you substitute here y is equal to 6 positive 1, which means y is equal to 7. So therefore you have coordinates a of negative 2 negative 1 and b of 6 comma 7. So this is the solution for this question.